We were somewhere around Barstow, on the edge of the desert, when the drugs began to take hold.
You're either in or you're out. Right now.
I want to gamble.
I never want to hear those words out of your mouth again.
Gambling is not your problem.
Has anybody ever told you before your bad luck?
Most gamblers, when they go to gamble, they go to win.
Those were my mother's dying words.
When we go to gamble, we go to lose. Show me the money.
Get out of here, man.
Show you the money.
Honestly, let's just go. Let's go to Vegas.
Jerry, I want you to say it what you would mean it, brother. Show me the money!
It's the Sports Memery Vegas pregame show.
Hallelujah, boys. We have made it week one. Let's go. Let's smash some bets. Let's make some predictions. I am so pumped to get this going again. I've missed this. Out of all the things that we do at Sports Memery, the awesome memes, the great articles, the funny videos, talking football with you boys and making money is by far my favorite thing to do. How are you guys doing?
Beers and bets, week one. Thursday was fun. I think we're gonna have a really fun, exciting day today, and I'm pretty pumped. We're ready to roll.
Yeah, it seems like we got a lot of marquee matchups today. JC, what do you think about today's slate?
Yeah, I love today's slate. I think they did a really good job scheduling week one. Obviously, Thursday night was fantastic, but games like Cardinals-Titans could be one of the best games of the week. Chargers-Washington should be a really fun Sunday.
Yeah, Cleveland, Kansas City, Buffalo, Pittsburgh. Just a ton of great matchups, but let's get into it. How this is going to go, guys, very similar if you listened to last year. If you didn't, here's what we're going to do. We're going to pick three of some of the best games, and we're going to cover those. We're going to make our picks. I'm going to give some prop bets. Marcus is going to give the spread and over-under predictions, and then JC is going to help fill out your daily fantasy lineup. And then we're also going to cover the two primetime games. After that, we're going to cover some other bets, players, stuff like that we like, and then we'll wrap things up. So again, let you see what we're all wearing. You see what's behind me. We're all Steeler fans. So I feel like we have to start with Pittsburgh at Buffalo. The line is currently -6.5. Marcus, how do you see this playing out?
This one's actually one of the easier games for me of the week. A touchdown. I like to buy the hook once in a while. 7.5 is a lock, but for this competition that the four of us will be doing for the season, it's Pittsburgh plus 6.5. It's really the easy way to go. I really love the under here, under 48. If you're taking in some other bets, and I know our producer Derek agrees with me, which rarely happens. He's going to be riding with the Steelers as well.
Interesting. So I'm with you on the 6.5. Explain to me the over, because last time these two teams met up, there were a ton of points. So explain to me, is it just the offenses are a little behind for week one, or do you think they're improved defenses? Walk me through that over-under.
Oh, I'm definitely going to walk you through it. And I think it was 42 points last year. Even though Stephon Diggs went 10 for 130 and a tutty, it's pretty much like 60% of their offense. Remember, Pittsburgh's going to be doing a lot of ball control. And last year, it just felt like there was a lot of points because Diggs had such a day. It was well under. This game really shouldn't it'll get close, but it won't really give you too big of a sweat as far as hitting that over mark.
Yeah. All right. We'll see. I think there's going to be some fireworks in this game, similar to what we saw on Thursday night. JC, you're the only one who took Buffalo here. What's going on with that?
Yeah, I guess part of it is I had the luxury of picking after you guys. I know we're in a competition, so I wanted to go Buffalo. But I do think this is a bad game for the Steelers. I think the offense for Pittsburgh has a little bit of work to do and won't get started very quickly. On the other side of the ball, the Steelers have no idea what to do with the slot cornerback position. I think they're going to put Cortland Sutton down, which either is going to be a big day for Emmanuel Sanders, or if they keep Cortland Sutton on the outside, it's going to be a big day for Cole Beasley, which creates just a big matchup nightmare. And we know Diggs is still going to do his thing, so I don't think the Steelers can keep up with Buffalo in this one.
Yeah. All right. Interesting. Yeah, we all disagree with you, but again, that's why we make the picks. I want to get into a few of my props that I like here. I'm all with you, Marcus. If Pittsburgh wants to win this game and they want to keep it close, they're going to have to play ball control. That's why I like Najee Harris over 14.5 rushing attempts. Now, that's a lot rushing attempts. It doesn't seem like a lot, but it really is. But I really do think they're going to absolutely make him their workhorse. And you're going to get that in most books about 115, 120. Now, again, you guys know I love plus money. I hate the Bills run game. And you know who hates it worse? The Bills. That's why I think there's going to be a lot of points. And that's why I'm getting plus money for Josh Allen over 2.5 touchdowns. Now, 3 touchdowns is a lot, but that's the way the Bills score. JC, do you have some guys that you think are going to get into the end zone?
Yeah, I mean, Josh Allen and Diggs are probably the only people that I would touch if you want to stack those two for this game. Like I think Cole Beasley or Emmanuel Sanders is going to have a big day today. I just don't know which one. I'm not confident with it. I like Najee's value. He's a solid RB2, but I think there are some other guys that have a better price point and are going to get a better workload today than he.
Got it. Anything else on this game, guys, or should we move on?
No, let's get to the Brownies.
Let's move on to, I think it's the matchup of the week. Cleveland at Kansas City. The line's been coming down. This line started at 6.5. Now it's down at 5.5. Money coming in on Cleveland. What say you, Marcus?
Well, first things first. Actually, me and Derek, I think we have the exact same picks for the whole week, so we'll just cut that out. I think he was copying my picks. Browns plus 5.5 on the road. There's a couple locks here. You're seeing it right here, over under 54.5. That game's not going to touch it. The Browns are going to do a lot of ball control. This is actually going to be my my upset special of the week. I hate the Browns. I hate them as much as any other team in the AFC North, but I like how they're going to play today. I don't know if Kansas City's done enough to solidify that offensive line. And I'll tell you what, Jeremiah Owusu-Musu, Notre Dame product, he's been flying all over the place. That defense is going to come out playing mean. Chubb's probably going to have 20 carries. I think Cleveland wins this one on the road, leaving a lot of questions in Kansas City.
I heard that the plan is to give Hunt and Chubb 15 touches each. I mean, that is ball control and dynamic. But however, the props, I'm going all passing game. Mostly because of the injuries at the number 2 wide receiver. I love Tyreek Hill over 6.5. I think they're going to try to get him in space, try to stretch out that defense, go sideline to sideline, and do a lot of quick snap stuff. That front 4 from Cleveland is very difficult. So I like a lot of Tyreek in space. So over 6.5 receptions. And then OBJ's question mark. I think Jarvis Landry gets a lot of run today. I have him at over 57.5 yards. And then similar to the Buffalo game, the Chiefs just don't run. They literally run short passes as their run game. So I'm getting plus money again on Patrick Mahomes over 2.5 touchdowns. So if you sense a theme here, teams that don't run the ball and really good quarterbacks giving me plus money, it seems like taking a candy from a baby. JC, what do you see as far as players in this game?
It's a tough one. Yeah, we don't know about OBJ. All of Kansas City's players are very expensive. I have Tyreek Hill in a few lineups. The one guy I do like, and I don't know if you guys remember from last year, but streaming tight ends against the Chiefs was very profitable. David Njoku beat him big. Dawson Knox beat him big. Obviously, Gronk destroyed them in the Super Bowl. They don't cover tight ends very well. They want to get Hooper more involved, especially if OBJ is out. I think Hooper could be an interesting play at 4,000. Otherwise, it's tough to play a lot of guys in this just because they're very overpriced today.
Gotcha. And just I forgot to confirm picks. We have Marcus and Derek with Cleveland, JC and me with Kansas City. Now, I do think this is a close game, but I see a late Kansas City score to push that over. But again, I think it is close. Marcus, anything else on this game?
No, pretty much. You're allowed to be wrong.
Well, I think I have my lock of the day coming up. Green Bay at New Orleans. Green Bay minus 3.5. Break this down for us, Marcus.
Well, obviously, New Orleans isn't getting the same home field advantage that they're accustomed to. And last year was a barn burner. It was a great game. It seems like every time these two teams match up, you're getting a lot of points. Today will not be an exception. Aaron Rodgers is basically just going to be saying "fuck you" to Green Bay for the rest of this season. He's going to shatter every single record that quarterbacks have: 60 touchdowns, 6,000 passing yards, and it starts today against the Saints. Fortunately, they are able to score, so lock in over 49.5. But it's going to be
about time you took an over, man. Unders are for pussies. You know I say that, bro.
Yes, they are. This is an easy over, but lock it in. And the Saints just do too little, too late. Packers 31-24.
Got it. So here I have to. If you listen to the show, you know that my wife absolutely murders first touchdown, and she can't believe you're getting a number one wide receiver at 4 digits. Sasha's first touchdown of the day is Callaway at plus 1,400. That is 15-1 with the major target share guy going there. So unlikely they get the first touchdown, but if it is, it's probably going to be Callaway. So that's Sasha's first touchdown of the day. I think Jameis slings this ball all over the place because they're going to be down chasing points. So I'm also taking Jameis over 1.5 touchdowns. I'm not getting plus money, but it's still pretty good at about minus 120. And I think that is, again, a pretty gimme bet. I think Jameis throws for at least 2 touchdowns. JC, what players do you like in this game? Because I think there's a lot here.
Yeah, the 2 obvious ones. I like Kamara a lot. He's a pretty reasonably priced RB1. And then Marcus Callaway is only 3,400. Same way, a number 1 wide receiver. There were some people that are a little bit worried about him. They thought that Jair Alexander is going to shadow him all game. But Jair stopped shadowing after week 7 last year. So he should be fine in terms of matchups unless they decide to go back to it. If in case they do go back to it, there is a player in Juwan Johnson who they love who's at 3,000. I'm not playing him. But I think with Troutman being hurt, if Callaway does get shadowed by Jair, he's a guy that could end up receiving a lot of targets and receptions that way. So an interesting guy. But Callaway is going to be owned everywhere. So you want to have somebody else who's going to be in that lower tier wide receiver to be able to come up with that as well.
Yep. I do want to mention we have producer Derek in the background. He makes the magic happen. He has his smash it prop in this game. Devontae Adams over 88.5. You heard Marcus talk about Aaron Rodgers' revenge tour. I also think that can be said for Devontae Adams as well. So
yeah, I think I forgot to mention that he's going to probably smash every receiving record this year. He might have 30 touchdowns this year. It's going to be something impressive to watch.
For sure. Anything else on this game, boys?
Now we're ready for one of my favorites of the week.
Favorites? Man, you're going to have to convince me because this is a dud. I have a newborn, so I don't see me watching the second half in this game because I see blowout city in the Rams at Chicago.
Cool.
Or the Chicago at the Rams.
That is exactly why it is one of my favorites, because it's going to be such a blowout. Sometimes Sunday Night Football, you want something exciting, something fun, but not on the first Sunday night. Yeah, you're not going to get the ratings, but at least we're all going to be able to start our hangover, our Monday morning hangover, a little bit earlier. I should talk about here. The best thing going on in Chicago is Justin Fields is not playing. We'll save him for week 2 where he can not get destroyed. Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey, nothing else left to say. Take the under, take the Rams, especially take the Rams. 27-3, game over, no, easy peasy. One prop I like today is defensive or special teams touchdown, 2-1, probably going to be Jalen Ramsey, and take it to the bank.
Yeah, we're all taking the Rams. I know this was a very popular survivor pick. I didn't take this just because it almost seems too obvious. Like, it almost seems too good to be true. And I'm staying away from a lot of props. I know that's boring, but honestly, this game with so out of hand it's going to be, it could, I just don't know. A lot of question marks. Stafford's first game. Dalton, I just don't know. JC, do you have any players here that are worth anything?
No, I don't think so. This is just a big clarity game. Obviously, we want the Rams to destroy so we can get Justin Fields out there. We want to see, who's Stafford's guy. Is it going to be Woods? Is it going to be Kupp? And then we want to see what the breakdown is going to be for the Rams backfield, just so we have some clarity going into week 2. But otherwise, not a great fantasy matchup.
Yeah, agreed. So let's quickly move into Baltimore Vegas, which I think when the first came out, this game wasn't super interesting, but Baltimore has seemingly lost everyone to ACL injuries. 3 running backs, their starting corner. Marcus, break this game down for us because this game got a lot interesting over the past week.
Truthfully, I hated the injuries to the Baltimore Ravens. I was torn on it because obviously as a Steelers fan, go fuck yourself, Baltimore. Couldn't have happened to a better team. But as a gambling man, I really like the points better with the Las Vegas Raiders. Either way, I'm still going to be taking the Raiders at home. It's their first home opener with fans at the new stadium. It's going to be not electrifying because their team is probably the weirdest team in the league as far as what's going on with their offense. They have one starter from last year returning on that offensive line, so it's going to be weird. But Baltimore is not going to be pretty easy either. Lamar Jackson is going to have to throw some passes somewhere, but I think one of the best props of the day. It's awful money. I think it's minus 280, but will he overthrow a wide open receiver? And the answer is yes. Terrible odds, but we already know it's coming. Give me the Raiders at home. By the first quarter. Give me the Raiders. I actually like the Raiders to win. Always got a weird soft spot for them. But as JC likes to say, Waller, baby.
So we submitted our picks yesterday because Marcus did the journalistic integrity to get this article done yesterday. I wanted to change it as soon as I saw all of your picks because I was like, ooh, Baltimore's the better team here. I think they're in a unique position and we don't know what to expect, but we did all take the Raiders, which makes it a little less interesting in a pick'em stand front. But I think there's some sleeper plays here. So JC, what players do you like here in this Ravens Raider game?
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting one. Obviously, you're going to have Waller, you're going to have Andrews. I think the running backs injuries for Baltimore is going to be absolutely huge for Lamar's fantasy value. He should have a phenomenal year coming off of that, even if the passing isn't there. He should just be running all over the field. I think an interesting one in this one with the cornerback injuries. I imagine Humphrey's going to end up being on Bryan Edwards, which leaves a very fast Henry Ruggs to be playing some backup corners, and I like an over-the-top play there. So I think a lower value play if you're going to do the showdown captain mode. Throw Ruggs in there. I think he has a nice shot for a breakout, long opportunity for a touchdown here.
Yeah, so I love that too. His longest reception is only at 19 and a half yards. I definitely think he breaks at least one over 20. That's one of the props I like quite a bit. Awesome. Well, that covers the major games. Let's go over a few other plays and then we'll get out of here.
Yeah, I've got a couple quick bets that I definitely want to throw out. We will be sending a recap of today in an article for you to take a quick peek at, so you don't have to re-listen to our awful voices. You have to ride the Eagles today. It's at 3.5. 3 points is going to be way too much. You're living under a rock if you do not like Denver against the Giants. -3. Buy them to 2.5 if you're scared of a push, but they're gonna steamroll the Giants. No one knows what's going on over there. One of the two biggest locks of the day, and producer pick here, Derek with the Panthers -4. I love it. CMC is going to feast. He's probably going to have 500 total yards today. But for me, it's Minnesota. I don't think they're getting enough credit, and I think the Bengals are getting way too much credit. If I had a third ball, I would put it on the Vikings today. But if not, since I don't, I'm going to just be putting a lot of dollars, and I have. So ride the Vikings, ride them hard, and ride them long.
Yeah. To producer Derek's point here, I love Carolina today. The entire New York Jets cornerback room has $7 million in salary and no one above a 5th-round pick. And the Carolina has absolute beast receivers. DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson. I think we all really like Terrace Marshall. So love that Carolina pick. JC, what do you think about Devonta Smith? I think a lot of people said I reached on him in our keeper draft, but I love him not only for this matchup, but for all season. What do you got to say about that?
Yeah, it's a good matchup, and you would expect him to see a large target share throughout the season. There's just not that many guys there. What we've seen from Jalen Hurts is about 52% accuracy, which isn't great. Hopefully he takes that next step forward. He could have a big game today, and especially the DFS value is like 4,500. A lot of people are playing him. I think there are some better guys valued right around him. that I just feel a bit more confident in, like a T. Higgins or a Laviska Shenault, or if you want to go down to Marcus Callaway before. But there's definitely a good chance for him to have a breakout game today and really show up. I'm just not as confident as where those targets are going to go and how accurate they're going to be.
What do you think about Jacoby Myers? Nelson Aguilar wound up on the injury report this morning, leaving an already pretty depleted Patriots wide receiver room. I love him as an over 3.5 receptions. What about you in daily fantasy?
I think he's a fine play for over 3.5 receptions. What that's going to go to, I don't know. I think that's going to be a very low-scoring game. I think the Dolphins' defense is going to dominate. There's a lot of hype around Mac Jones right now, but you got to figure they're going to be moving in on Hunter Henry. They got Johnny Smith to get the ball to. I don't think they're going to score a lot today. So Jacoby Myers might get 4 or 5 receptions, but it might be for 40, 50 yards, and I don't see a touchdown. So I don't love him as a DFS play this week.
Gotcha. I already talked about Marquez Callaway. What do you think about Antonio Gibson? I think he's going to have a very Najee Harris-like workload. At least that's what the football team was putting out all offseason. Right now, his rushing attempts is same as Najee, 13.5. Do you think Antonio Gibson gets a large workload?
Yeah, I have Gibson everywhere today. They're at home. It is a tougher matchup, but they made a point to get him more work in the passing game in the preseason. So I think he's going to take over much more of a featured role. He's valued at 5,800, which is lower than Myles Gaskin. He's in the majority of my lineups today as an RB2. I think it's a phenomenal value, and he's just very undervalued this week. I love Gibson.
Cool. All right. Well, guys, that's all I have. Marcus, JC, anything else from you?
Antonio Gibson's going to get that Derwin James load today. Ride the Chargers.
Oh, I'm all over the football team. You know that's my darling for this year. I like the football team. JC, any last words?
No, we covered a lot. It's good stuff.
Cool, guys. Well, all right. Everyone enjoy. Football is back. JC, Marcus, always great talking to you. Let's go smash it, boys.